Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Darksiders 2. Please subscribe and click that notification bell. We're starting a new tomb. So the timer starts here. We'll see if it takes us about an hour or less to do the adjudicator. Since there was a decent amount of good puzzling in the previous tomb, it wouldn't be totally out of place, but I've said this many times, if we just walk through an area and it was just a fight sequence. We need to equip interdiction. I imagine we'll be using that heavily. Interdiction will act as a middle ground solution, I think, to a lot of puzzles. We're gonna have a lot of switches behind gates, which is weird because we haven't seen any of that in the Forge Lands. So yeah, we just cannot. Those skeletons up there are nothing. Could not have gotten through the room without this. And then there's these symbols on the floor that are now telling me, like, you can't go back this way or it will dissolve your ghost. And the camera doesn't even try. And I think here we have another Soul Arbiter seal. I think we'll have to summon him in every door we go through. We're starting to see more and more stones of power. And perhaps maybe a little less. Oh, I remember fighting these guys on the first game. It's a little strange that they've taken this long to get here. We're like 17 hours into this. And I had a thought after recording the last episode. Like, I'm starting to wonder if maybe I won't even play Borderlands 2 after this. This game has gone so long that I'm starting to feel like there's just it wouldn't make good content. I'll have to give it a thought, certainly, but playing two rather long games, even if the intention originally was to compare and contrast the games, the comparison is going to be Borderlands 2, while it may have some problems to compared to Borderlands 1, which may not even be true. Maybe Borderlands 2 is way better than Borderlands 1 in every case. Like, my thought is, like, the comparison we're doing right now between Borderlands 2 and Darksiders 2 is 100% in one direction. It's saying that Darksiders 2 really fails in a lot of places where Borderlands 1 at least succeeded. Let's see. I don't think I can send him that way. Well, apparently I can climb back up, so I think the idea here is to push this in the middle. And I can't send these ghosts to pick up anything, and I can't crawl under there, so that's almost certainly where some kind of enemy is gonna crawl and attack me. If this is going to be the major, like, the major challenge room, and we'll just be done. Let's see. They'll just cross through that and land there. Interesting. Neither one of those are stopping opening the door. I can just tell them to do things through the wall, which maybe is a little bit cheaty. And that puts that there. And what am I doing? Well, what does this switch do? Okay. So can I drag this onto that in any way? Like, I don't think this is gonna work. And there's nothing on the sides of this to climb up against, and this isn't some kind of crazy run against the wall and pop up. Like, I'm really confused. Let's see. Go back that way. Like, am I supposed to just try and jump? Maybe I am. Seems like this gate's gonna be closed forever. See, that's not doing anything. Like I'm here, I guess. And I'm here, I guess. So you can grab the ledges. You probably have jumped up here too. This is a little bit more of a puzzle than what I've had to deal with up until this point. So here's what I'm going to take as my belief. This puzzle here, to get to the chests that are lower, cannot be activated until I defeat the guy and have 2 bad guys to summon. and then it will work. And heck, we may even see three switches that are needed. There are no skeletons in any of these chests. And it seems like instead of just fighting this guy, he's going to make me run and do some collectible missions for him.
No time for the likes of you, Horseman. I hear the pleas of the dead, not the damned.
And what are the pleas of your lord?
I serve him even now, though he would reward my efforts with eternal torment.
You did leave the eternal throne.
Even here there are souls lost, waiting to be judged and sent into the city of the dead. I have heard 3 such spirits wandering the corridors. Find them and bring them back to me. Once I have cleansed them of their past, I will hear what troubles the Lord of Bones.
Interesting voice effect. Another fetch quest. Another great instance for Death to complain about being put on a fetch quest.
Why hear the pleas of the dead?
Before a soul can enter the city of the dead, its secrets must be laid bare and its life judged. It is a matter of mercy. The souls will wander, lost and blind, until then.
So we've got to find the first soul.
Find the soul's death. I would not have them suffer when judgment is so near.
So one is locked. Well, one is unlocked, and the other 2 are locked. It sure feels like all of the horsemen should just say, you know, pardon to use a word, but they should just say F this and attack him and make him yield right now. That feels like what war would do. The fact that it seems very much like Death would be strong enough to accomplish and defeat all these people doesn't help. Like, we didn't have an instance like in the first game where we had an abilities where we played as a fully powered up war, and then war lost all of its powers. Theoretically, we are the strongest Death has ever been. He was strong enough to defeat all the Nephilim before we started the game, and we've only gotten stronger with more bits of loot and weapon. Since this is a loot game, it would have been nice if they had us play with ultimate armor to begin with, and then then have all that armor stripped from me, like ultimate weapons, ultimate armor, stuff like that. And anytime you have a death sequence with a wraith, they tend to be pretty slow. Like, they all seem to have that same similar animation. It's probably ideas eating other ideas. Somebody saw somebody else do it and they liked it, so they kept on doing it. Apparently I cannot shoot through this, nor can I hit through this. Interesting. So there's just a skeletons behind bars that are programmed with no AI, so they don't try to attack you or move. Which just puts them in a default pose. Heck, but we have a soul arbiters seal here, so let's see. Let's see what this does. Go over there. Like, he won't go attack him either. So why did I have the ability to summon the guy if he won't even attack these characters? There's like literally nothing in this. Like he won't cross these bars and attack these people. And there's no switch. And there's no reason. So maybe I open the door and send him through.
Yes.
I guess maybe that's the trick I was supposed to do. They're trying to teach us that on some occasions you can do that. He's slowly making his way over there. Alright, so over here is a treasure chest. And to activate it is a lantern, and we'll need a lantern here. Over here is a door with a treasure chest, which we'll need that too. So let's just send him over there. So he's gonna walk through this gate and around. He really needs like a faster travel ability. Like, he is a ghost. Why can't he just appear? And let's see. Oops. Oops, oops. So it's a death grip location. So he'll turn the stone and you can death grip on him. Interesting. Which makes me really wonder about, like, can I give it to this guy? I can put it down so he can get annoying sound the whole time. This is the dungeon map? Yes, it is. And break these. Take this and just press B to attach. A lot of times in games, if you see B is the action to do something, you know the action is pretty disconnected from what the normal available actions are. Yeah, again, seems like you have to do that a lot. Make sure there's no stones or anything important. And turn this way. That does nothing. Turn this way. That works. Switch our ability and go that way. Seems like we kind of learned a lot in this one room. Feels like they should have taught me the idea that you could use death grip on this character in its own separate puzzle on top of this instance. Alright. And here we go. green water. This may be like the first real instance of water we've seen in quite a while. Water levels generally always do suck, but little puddles like this are hardly water levels, and reintroducing things that we haven't seen for a while does sound like a smart plan. Let's see. There's a couple different ways to do things, it seems. And that's just an artsy fartsy thing. I can't shoot that guy. Let's do this. And do this. And then do this. And then do this. Yeah, there's skeletons all over the place. So we've got the soul. Let's collect the first soul. Doesn't seem like I really have to do too much to collect the soul. And just do a full execution on him. So he's not too much. I could probably do a lot more transforming into my true form attacks, but I don't have much of a desire to do that. Let's see. Alright. The only thing I'm slightly concerned with is, was there perhaps a collectible somewhere? This looks like a chest. Does anybody see any glowing green things? Looks like I might have to climb all the way back to get up there. It felt like this would have been more of a tower, like so yeah, that was that. Alright. I'm thinking this is the highest chest. And then there might be just a way I can easily transition from one chest to the other. And I'm thinking all these souls on the outer part are nothing. So it's like, I just jump from here to here. That looks like that's everything. Map wise, let's take a look. Yeah, looks like we're safe. So if I did miss something, it should be fine. See, I think I can just go back now. Alright. Where were we? Yeah. There's nothing more to this section. They're trying to give us a faster experience, I suppose. Trying to make it not be tedious, since you basically did the same thing earlier where with the arena. This is pretty much the same concept. Again, it's a shortened, simplified experience, perhaps. So let's give him the soul.
Judgment is at hand. Humans, always so frightened. See your life as you truly live.
Is this guy getting stronger after each of these? It seems like it. So we're just powering up the Judicator to then have to fight him, I'm sure. There's definitely some poor use of characters happening. Instead of introducing an interesting character like the Judicator and having them be your potential secondary, if not primary, villain in the game, he's just some boss in an arena that we just kind of know won't matter. We'll take him on and then be done with him. I wish these characters were giving me more of a reward. There's really no reason to shoot them. Like, they don't give you anything. And you walk in the room and you fight some enemies. So typical. And I imagine I'll probably fight several of them, so it might be smarter to just save ourselves some time and wait until more people are near me. We haven't used our Y attack in a while. It's still too slow. Tormentor. I'm pretty sure this is a guy we fought in the first game. So, is this an instance of maybe some parallel storytelling happening? He's got a life bar. Like, did perhaps war in the first game just kill the Tormentor? And that bring him to the land of the dead so that he could attack death. That would be an interesting, good way to reuse assets. It's just like, oh, death is in the land of the dead. That makes sense. And because that's that's the case, we can have everybody that war kills, which was a decent number of people in the first game, just show back up, and they can be in this more dead form, zombie-like form, and they can even be potentially a little bit stronger than in the first game. Well, since we're not going to get keys, like we don't have a key right now, we're going to have to go down this direction. Let's see. Just look around and make sure there's no collectible behind us, because people like to do that on occasion. Let's see, how much of this do we have? Do we have a dungeon map? I don't think we have a dungeon map. Well, I guess we do. So I guess there's not too much, really. It's hard to tell what we've done and what we haven't, because of the way things are grayed out. And we still are working towards that next level up. Let's see. Punishing Scythe. Do we have any new thing that would potentially increase our experience or guilt drop? That's really all I'm focused on. Well, this would work a lot better. It's set for guilt, which that's fine. We're not really picking up any guilt anyways. So this Sorcerer's Talisman that was level 14 now gets replaced with the Voyager Talisman. And we've got several of these relics. And then I still want to... I imagine as soon as I have all of this, just stop by that place. Let's see. So we need level 7's solution, which I assume you kind of need it. We need all of level 4, unless there is no level 4. And we need... why is there a break? Let's see. We need the solution to level 1. And then there's a break for level 2, the solution and the secret. And then there's a break for level 3, the solution and the secret. And then there's a break. Then we see level 5, but there's no break for level 5 between level 6. And then there is a break between level 6 and level 7. That seems weird how that's being displayed. But yeah, there's still a decent amount of those to deal with. Our double possessed size. Let's see what can we feed to this that would be gold and green and helpful, because a lot of this wasn't helpful, like frost damage, defense, 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 and then that's kind of it. Now on this weapon, what do we have green that would upgrade this? Piercing damage? Alright. So I could get a slight improvement in defense, slight improvement on frost damage, or slight... So it's 3 for piercing damage, 2 for frost damage, or 4 for defense. I would take the defense. And this one cannot be upgraded anymore. So then we would have to see, is there anything green here that would help this? I suppose this would. Critical. Inferno damage. Interesting. And I could give it arcane as an option too. So do I want Arcane for 22 or Inferno damage for 87? I will definitely take this Inferno damage, because that sounds like that's going to be a fire type weapon. And that leaves the rest of these weapons just ready to be sold. Of the things we can sell. Where are we on the time now? 17 hours and 22 minutes? Yep. So I think I said at the beginning of this recording, if not, maybe that was 2 recordings ago, that the timer had started to see how long this dungeon is going to take. It seems like it's going to take at least an hour. Hour-long dungeons, when you just say that out loud, doesn't seem like a problem. Honestly, though, I think maybe you would want 2-hour-long, 3-hour-long dungeons. Things that you spend enough time in them that you kind of forget about the fact that there was an overworld in the first place. I feel like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild particularly went in the absolute worst case with that and created dungeons that seemed like you only spent 5 minutes in them. And then decided that the rest of the game would be played in an open world, which would have been fine if you were doing some kind of different game, but not that. Comparing this to like Skyrim dungeons, there's really no comparison there. It takes a lot more time to do a Skyrim dungeon. They feel more unique. They feel like they have more of a story. And that's saying a lot when you consider Skyrim, you're just fighting draugrs for the most part. Just zombie, like dead skeleton creatures over and over again. And often in Skyrim I was headshotting and killing them in one hit, and it still was taking longer just because the square footage of the levels were larger. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.